And that's our intro right there. I love that.
Keep it.
Keep it. Wait, cut that.
What's up, guys? My name is Lon. I am the co-owner of Curbside Detail.
I'm Robert, other co-owner of Curbside Detail.
So we're here having our first podcast. We're just going to talk about detailing, business, just random things to do with car detailing and how to run your business, things like that, and whatever you guys may like to hear.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just ask Instagram, Facebook, hit us up, and we'll try and answer as much as we can. Try and get one of these out, hopefully once a week at least.
Once a week. We're not Joe Rogan, do it once a day, so.
Yeah, maybe one day.
One day.
If those YouTube numbers start popping, we're there, baby.
Yeah. I feel like that was a garbage intro, but let's keep it.
Yeah, let's keep it. It'll be our first one. What are we even talking about here today, Buzz?
I don't know. This is our first podcast, so we can talk about anything, really. Marco, you got to be our mediator.
You got to help us out there, Jamie.
Jamie,
look it up.
Pull it up, Jamie. Jamie, pull it up, please.
So, luckily, before we started, I went to Instagram and I asked people to submit questions to us.
Oh, when was this?
This is science.
I don't even pay attention to my own Instagram now.
No,
it's a busy life we live here, bud.
So, first question is, what pressure washers do you use? It looks so powerful.
I would say something, but I'll take it back.
What was the question?
What pressure washers do you use? It looks so powerful.
What's so powerful?
It looks so powerful.
Oh, I mean,
Jesus.
It's a gas-powered pressure washer. They just use way more power and water. So when it comes to pressure washers, it's not about pressure, actually. It's all about water output. If you just have a gas pressure washer that has low PSI, but has a lot of water output, that's actually better because you want more water than anything else. The high pressure just is for like, if you're getting it really close and knock off dirt and things like that. But a lot of people have that misconception like, oh, you know, I want a higher PSI. It's like, you don't want a higher PSI because that's more dangerous. That's how you can chip paint. But if you have like a decent pressure washer with a good water output, like 2 gallons per minute or 2.3, 2.5, that's really, really good at low PSI. That's actually much better for car washes. So we use like, I don't know, I guess commercial pressure washers. They're like $1,000. But I've soon learned that it's not worth it because I've replaced the pump 3 times.
But some of that's owner fault. We gotta take a little responsibility.
Well,
I think we changed your oil maybe twice. One of them we just burned through and just let it kind of.
Well, we did change the oil on like one of them. We were like, oh, we learned our lesson. We were changing the oil pretty frequently.
Yeah,
and it still went out. I don't know. It was the Comet pumps, so they just went out, and then I have a Viper pump, or the.
And what's the difference between the two?
Just the brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I already forgot the question.
Question is, why do you have such a powerful pump, bud?
Oh, a pressure washer?
That's what I meant.
Because it cleans faster. Does not clean better, cleans faster.
What about in our vans? What do we have in the vans?
We have the commercial pumps. 2 of them, I think, have commercial pumps, and one of them has a Craftsman Honda pressure washer.
Yeah.
I just went with that because like it's $300. Whoever goes out, return it or something or whatever it is. Those are like regular 1-year warranty.
Cut that.
Then you have the extended warranty. Like I've learned I might just buy the extended warranty, just return everything, because most of the time the way warranties work is like they sell it to you because they know you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's just human flaw type deal.
Yeah, you say you will, but then you're like, wait, what do I have to do? Did I buy a warranty for this? You just completely forget.
Or just like, you know, I learned this in like different books. It's just like companies know this. It's like getting a rebate. Like, hey, you get $1,000 rebate. But fill out this entire form, then you get your money.
Yeah.
Only like 5% of people do that.
It's work.
You know what I mean? Yeah, nobody wants to work for that extra money. So that's how they do it. So that's how they do warranties and things like that. So for us, it actually works out because, you know, we use it all the time. Our stuff always breaks. You know, for someone who's buying it and using it once a week, once a month to wash their car, whatever it is, or driveway, then yeah, it might be a waste to buy a warranty because it's never going to break. We use our pressure washers like 2-3 hours a day, you know, collectively.
Yeah.
So that kind of adds up. So I learned to just use the cheaper pressure washers. Cheaper means $300, not a $100, $200 pressure washers. $300 to $400 pressure washer is good. Find those commercial pumps, you know, the Comet, Viper pumps, whatever it is. That's like $1,000+. That's not worth it. Even the Kranzels.
Yeah, the Kranzels.
The Kranzels are cool. I mean, I did buy the electric pressure washer, the Craftsman's we have. That one that nobody uses. It's just sitting in the shop, never plugged
I think the Kranzels work good for, like if you were just by yourself, like a solo detailer, you're not doing as much volume. I feel like when we're doing a bunch of volume, then our volume is so big, you know?
Well, I think it's just speed. So for us, we always work in teams. So if somebody's rinsing off a car with the electric pressure washer, like very little water, like 1.8 GPM, gallons per minute, it's super slow, you know? And so like your tech is just waiting for you, like, can I start on the wheels? Like you're gonna rinse it off. But then they're done with the wheels and now you're still rinsing, and then it takes forever to foam the car because of the low water output. Now, because it's not a PSI, it doesn't take much to foam a car.
Right.
Especially the way, if you guys understand the way a pressure washer is built, like it's very simple. It's just a little mesh filter that pushes soap through it and makes it all foamy. That's about it.
Yeah, that's why I have a bunch of those little mesh guys on deck just in case they get clogged up.
Actually, we're very low on them. I bought like 20 of them, 30 of them from Alibaba, and I use them throughout the past like 2 years or so. Definitely helped out a bunch. We have some other details come in, I've replaced it for them. So just knowing how to do that, all that is kind of convenient. But I do need to add on my extra service of just doing basic repairs. I don't think there's really anybody out there
that's repairing little things like that.
Yeah, like, hey, my foam cannon's messed up. What can I do? It's like, bring it in, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, you don't have to go buy a whole new foam cannon. Just come in, $5-10, and you'll be about on your way in about 10 minutes. Let me
diagnose it, just like any like car dealership or service, whatever. It's like, hey, let me diagnose it, see what's going on. If I can fix it, I'll charge you whatever I need to do, replace or fix what it is. Most of the time, it's very simple. If your extension cord is out or one of your outlets or plugs is fried, I can just replace it. One of those little things.
Yeah.
Or like you broke a prong. That happens all the times. If you actually accidentally yank something out of outlet and it breaks it, that's easily replaceable.
You guys find that like you guys end up doing repairs for other car detailing companies often, or do you guys
very rarely? I still think they don't know that we do it. I think, well, I don't know.
We don't really market it as much as we should, for sure. Yeah. But there's some close detailers that we work fairly close with that come in, and one of our guys here actually started his own detailing business, and he comes in every day like, hey, this thing broke. I just
fixed this foam cannon yesterday.
Yeah, so stuff like that. But we're always open to help people. I think we're trying to create that open environment for other detailers to trust us to come get some lessons. We have classes and stuff, videos on Instagram, Facebook,
but even then, it's like, if you think about for the entire Central Valley, for all the details out there, whatever it is, it's like, who do you call when something breaks?
Yeah,
I don't think of anybody.
No, yeah.
Even if I wanted somebody, there are some things I can't fix. And I'm just like, I don't know who to call.
Yeah.
And so for them, something as basic as fixing a foam cannon or a plug, like, I can do that for you guys. I think we just never really market it.
Yeah,
I never go, hey, come here.
It's one of those things too with like the Kranzel. When that thing broke on us, we had we're calling LA or Tennessee or something, and they're like, yeah, you got to do this. Let me send you the owner's manual. And we're like, okay. It's really hard to.
Yeah.
They're like page 69 B2. You're like, I don't know where that's at.
Yeah, the Kranzel's different. The thing's like made in Germany or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, it's funny. Anthony from Auto Envy, he told me like, be careful with the Kranzels.
Yeah.
He literally warned me for a long time. And I was like, oh, but they're so cool. And so I bought 2 of them. Was it 2 or 3?
I think we had 3. No, 2.
2.
Yeah, only
just 2. They're
yeah.
Like over $1,000 each. But obviously one is out. And now it's like, it's really hard to get parts. And that's exactly why he said not to get it, because it's really hard to repair. Now it makes me think like, damn.
Yeah, you should have listened to Auto Envy.
You should listen to Anthony. Listen to those with experience.
What is it? What is Auto Envy?
Auto Envy is our local auto detailing store that sells our products and stuff to us.
That's good. That's a good question,
though. I just had to, let the people know.
He knew. He just wanted to ask me so I can say it.
Yeah.
That's good, though. That's what it's supposed to be on the podcast.
I think we should have like a segment where we like watch other YouTubers or, like Instagrams. Like I saw this dude.
Yeah, reaction videos.
I saw this dude like have a little canister, like a gas can, and then he had one of those little drill.
Oh yeah,
foam
with water.
Yeah, and he was just going around the car. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That'd be a really good idea.
Just like a 2-minute section, Come on, man. Pull up our TikToks.
I don't know. I think those are dumb.
What?
Those little electric pressure washer like gun.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's freaking retarded.
Yeah.
That's why it'd be fun to comment on it.
Yeah, I was like, this is stupid.
Like what?
It's so unnecessary.
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing. I was like, why? Well,
And most of the time where they're doing it is like at a house where there's access to like a water hose or something.
yeah,
It's like just you actually get better results if you choose a water hose. Like,
Yeah.
It's all about water output. You know, it's like ever seen those old things where what was it? Try to save water, so you add a little mister attachment to your shower, so it just misses water. And you're like, oh, you're saving water, but really you're like barely getting clean because barely the water's touching
yeah,
you.
you're disgusting.
Yeah,
you're a
you
dirty
have to get a
person.
lot of water just to clean yourself off.
Yeah, I like a heavy jet on me there, bud. Showers.
No, I
Heavy
like it
jet.
like the hotels where it's just like pouring on you. It's
Yeah.
like the best. It's like
I like it. Just,
like I'm in a waterfall.
oh man, you're weird. Big jet guy.
Nah, I can't do jets. It's like I'm being attacked.
Debatable. To each their own, I guess. Any more questions from the Inst?
Nothing from Instagram, but one thing I can think of that just again tell people who you guys are is you guys can talk about the history of Curbside real quick.
Yeah, I could talk about that all day. Maybe like a 4-hour freaking podcast. But for me, I started this in 2016, I think, in May. Like it mixed between March and May. But I think I decided to start it in March. I was working at a car dealership here in Fresno, at a Jag Land Rover dealership. And I was just a porter there, transporting cars. Customer drop off the car, I'll park in the back, things like that. It was kind of cool. Sometimes I would drop off a car in like Bakersfield, or a lot of times I say let's. I'll drive it most of the time. It's a chill job. I'm driving Jag and Land Rovers everywhere.
It's
But
not a bad life.
no, but I got tired of it. And then my manager was like a douchebag. Typical.
Call him
story.
out.
And I don't know. And then there was a lot of dead time, so I would hang out with the detailers. So at a car dealership, it's just like high school. You the salesmen are the jocks. They're the cool guys, make a lot of money.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then you got like the techs, fixing cars, like the cool nerds or whatever it is. And then you have the detailers and the porter, me, we're a bunch of losers.
Degenerates.
Nobody talks to. We get paid the least. Nobody cares about. Like, hey, go do this. Hey, go do that. I was cleaning toilets and shit. So I was hanging out with the detailers, and they had this guy who was working there for like 15, 20 years. And so he taught me how to detail. I was like, oh, it's pretty easy. So I started watching a bunch of YouTube videos on detailing from chemical guys. It was just mostly chemical guys. And so
And what year was that?
16,
2016. Okay.
like March, February. And literally every day for like a month and a half, I'd watch 4 or 5 hours of YouTube videos on detailing, just nonstop. That's all I would just watch. I didn't watch any TV or anything like that. I was just always watching a new video, watch the same video over and over again. Because I was doing a lot of personal development, like 2013 to 16. So 13, 14, 15, 16. For those few years, I was doing a lot of personal development, reading books and things like that. So I chose Jim Rohn as one of my mentors, and he said to always watch or read a book twice. Or listen or read a book twice, not because the information is different, because you're different. So I learned that. So each day I will watch the same video again, like maybe I missed something. And so that made me a little bit better. And so then I started the business.
Yeah, it's like one of those things when you watch a show 100 times and like the 90th time you're like, wait a second, I never noticed this before.
Yeah, that happens in the office all the time, because that's
Yeah.
the only time I watch something 90 times.
Yeah, same. That's what I was referring to.
But yeah, then I put in my 2 weeks. I remember exactly. I told my manager, hey, I think I want to put in my 2 weeks. He goes, you sure about this? I go, yeah. He's like, what do you do? He's like, I'm probably start my own detailing business. He goes, you sure? You don't seem like a person that might be successful in something like that. And I was like, it's all right. I want to try it out. He goes,
Real
well,
encouragement there, bud.
yeah, I know. He literally said that. I thought it was a wild thing. He just like didn't want me to quit, obviously. And he's like, well, I need a written letter. So I went to one of the computers at work and typed up my like resignation letter.
Yeah, that's weird.
Printed it out on their printer and everything. I gave it to him. I was like, okay then. And
You're like, I'm not using my home ink. You know how much ink costs?
what was it? I put in my 2 weeks. The timing of the 2 weeks was literally 3 weeks before I got my tax return. So I knew how much I was getting back, which was like $4,000 because I just had a kid. And I was like, I waited a week and I was like, I can survive off of that for a few months.
Yeah, there you go.
And so I was like, all right, I'm putting my 2 weeks, and I just saved wherever money I could from then.
That's a business strategy, guys. Take it. Take notes. Take notes.
Definitely not. There's two trains of thoughts here when you start in a business, all right? Because it's obviously risky or whatever it is. It's you quit your job, you start a business, and you make it. That's like the 1%, whatever it is. Or you start a business, quit your job, you do it for a while, it doesn't work out, you just go back to your normal job. But now you can say you started a business and you failed, which is better than saying I'd never try to start a business.
Right.
So that was already my strong mentality. It's like, I'm just going to do it. And I did fail first few months. I had to go get a part-time job again. I worked at a restaurant. I was doing Uber and Lyft at night. Like I was still working the whole time. So I was getting like one job every other day or so, one car wash. But I was doing Uber and Lyft and working part-time at a restaurant.
And that's got to be discouraging, going through that at the time. Were you discouraged, or how did you keep the motivation going?
Yeah, I knew the reality of it. It's
Yeah.
like, let's just, you gotta stay persistent. I didn't know then, but I say it now to like all the details. Like you guys got, if you start a business, you got to do for over a year. All right, minimum a year. The minimum is because you got to go through the seasons. There's 4 seasons in the year, and you got to go through those seasons because you don't know what it's like. If you go start in the summer, and usually the summer is really good for detailing business. It's like, okay, it's cool, and then you hit winter, and then you just like, oh, it's slow, so I'm gonna get a part-time job. That part-time job turns to a full-time job. That full-time job, pulls you away from car detailing, so your clients go to someone else.
Yeah, you start doing it. Oh, I'll just do it on the weekend. Let me push all my clients to the weekends.
Yeah.
And eventually, you're just
Their clients like, I'm
I'm
gonna go somewhere
exhausted
else.
because I'm working full time and I'm working on the weekends. Eventually, you're gonna burn yourself out.
Yeah, but even then, like customers like, I need my car done like tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, but I'm working. It's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go somewhere else. And so what happened was for me was I was available anytime because I had a flexible schedule with doing Uber and Lyft. When I ever had a detail, I just like, all right, I'll do it tomorrow. Do it right now. Bring it by, whatever it is. And I felt like I was able to monopolize on that for all the a lot of business owners, those who start businesses are like, oh man, I can be my own boss and I can work whenever I want. So they choose to work whenever they want, which is Monday through Friday.
Right.
And for me, it was just like, well, I might as well work every day. If I work every day, then, I get to have more opportunity.
Right.
And so that's all I did was just work every single day whenever I could. When I wasn't working, when it was slow, I was just learning, watching YouTube videos or do Uber and Lyft. And having Uber and Lyft was like the perfect situation for me because that was like whenever.
Yeah.
I turn on my app. Like if I get a ride, I get a ride. I'd be at home, like hanging out, watching videos, whatever it is. I'd be like organizing my garage with all my chemicals. I'd be doing research on new chemicals, whatever it is. Oh, I got a ride. Cool. I'm going to go pick this person up, drop them off, go back home, just do that again.
Yeah. It's something that takes maybe 20, 30 minutes tops. And then
Yeah, exactly.
you're back to your research or.
Yeah, whatever it is. And so doing that was super flexible. And then first winter sucked. So I was working at a restaurant for like 3 months. And then January, February came and I started picking up. And I think the other thing is like people got to know you're long term. And so that's the thing I do is like all the experience I had in the beginning was what I do for other detailers. They're always asking me questions. How do I do this? What should I do? And I do research on them. I'm like, hey, dude, let me see. If I was a customer, what do I want to see? I'm like, all right, you've posted 4 times.
Yeah.
You only have like, very little activeness on your social media. You don't post that much. What's weird too, what drives me crazy is a lot of detailers have their profiles on private.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think it's so wild. It's like, you're a business, dude. Like,
Yeah.
What the hell? You don't want people to see you? I think it's weird. But anyway, so I do research on them and like, I ask how long they've been doing it. I was like, oh, just keep doing it. I can't give you any advice.
Does it grind your gears when their detail name is like Ray J's Detailing?
I do not like okay, so that's just my personal opinion. I hate when people have like their personal names or a name in their detailing business. That's just me though.
Yeah.
No offense to you guys who have like your last name or whatever.
Yeah. Lil D.
Little D, yeah.
Lil D Detailing. I'm like, I don't know if I would trust Lil D.
Yeah.
Maybe Big D. Maybe Big
Big
D.
D.
I might trust Big D.
Well, I think a name is really important. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of companies rebrand themselves. It's like you got to have a name that's reliable or whatever it is.
Bless you.
Trying to force it out, fucking asshole.
It's all good.
But yeah, anyways, most businesses need to have a reliable name because I don't know, like you said, I can't call it, hey, what detail you use? A Little D or whatever it is, Jose's Detailing or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who details your $100,000 car? Lil D. Like it just doesn't. If I was a rich guy, I'd kind of be sus about that too.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's just like, I don't know. So my name, I'm super proud of my name. If you guys ever seen Founder, the one about McDonald's, this is exactly how I feel
Mickey D's.
about Curbside Detail. Curbside Detail literally is like the perfect name for mobile detailing. Just like McDonald's felt like it was the perfect name by Ray Kroc. When he heard that name, he wanted it, and he schemed the two brothers out of, their own company.
Yeah, scheming.
But, Curbside Detail, I feel comfortable talking about it. And just like, it was super long term. Like, I'm not a smart guy. When the people start talking to me, like, they realize this guy's a fucking idiot. Through time, like, I figured, like, I just learned through the books and things like that, that people want a reliable name. And, if you're going to start a business, try to think long term. That's definitely the end goal, is to have something really big. And
what's long term? Like, in your mind, what's like a long term?
10 years.
10 years.
And that's well, I learned that from Simon Sinek.
Yeah. That's
one of my other favorite speakers. He's right up there. He's like top 3.
Yeah.
He talks about,
not a big fan of his voice for some reason.
I love him. He's like, he has a little accent. I don't know. He's from like England or something.
He's got that. Yeah.
Like New York. I don't know, but I love Simon Sinek's the best.
Good info though.
Yeah. It's great. I love the way he talks. It makes me want to listen. I listen to all his books. But he talks about finite, infinite. This is why Apple beats Microsoft. Because Apple was playing the infinite game and Microsoft was playing the finite game. And how do you describe that? It's just like Microsoft they just want to be the best. The best doesn't exist in the world.
Yeah.
You can't be the best. Best in what? And whose perspective?
Yeah.
Apple's like, we just want to provide. We just want to do better. We just want to be different.
Yeah.
There's no end to being different. With Microsoft, what happens when we're the best? What happens there? What happens then? They're playing the finite game. Where
like a vacuum noise in my.
It's outside.
Oh, okay. It's super loud.
It's the extractor.
No. I was just like I was like, oh shoot, I don't know.
No, the extractor.
Got it.
Probably in the floor mats. But they're just playing the finite, infinite game. And so for me, Curbside Detail is like long term. I can build this company, build this business, and sell it.
Yeah.
5-10 years from now. It's been 6 years, obviously, but in 10 years.
Yeah.
And then another 4 years, I can probably sell it, because the name can be used anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, it has no attachment to you yourself at all.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There's no name to it. No, my last name, my first name, whatever it is. A lot of people names. That's very short term.
Right.
It's like Facebook, Google, Amazon.
Yeah, it's not Mark Zuckerberg. Let's go log into Mark Zuckerberg real quick.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, obviously there's other companies like Johnson Johnson. That's a family name.
Yeah.
Kroger, things like that. Like, obviously, yeah, that's a little bit different, but that's like, 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
Deal. It's like they've been around for hundreds of years, and so that's what it is. But when you look at it now, like all the other companies, like it's a powerful name they can use, and so it's like that's like the domination of Google. So Yahoo, Bing, things like that. Whenever you want to be in the position where you're more dominant, and so what Google did was like they when somebody, even if you're using Yahoo or Bing, they, hey, Google this for me.
Yeah.
Even though you're using Yahoo or Bing.
100%.
When I was driving for Uber and Lyft, even though when I was in my Lyft mode, they were like, hey, are you my Uber? I'm like, yeah, but I'm Lyft. Like, same thing. I'm like,
yeah.
And after a while, I was like, yeah, you're right.
It's the same.
And I realized Uber dominated the market even over like the other companies.
Yeah.
This is like way bigger than Lyft and all the other Turo, things like that. Well, Toro's a car rental.
Yeah.
But like all these other car taxis, whatever it is. So Uber, everything's called Uber. Same thing. I'll talk about this. A lot of my other guys is like Kleenex,
Band-Aid,
having the domination in the market. Band-Aid, if you guys don't know, Band-Aid's a brand. It's not, bandages is what you put on your cuts.
Yeah.
A Band-Aid is a brand. You don't put a brand on you. You guys call it Band-Aid because they're a domination of the market. Now for us, Curbside Detail, it hit after I started the business. Was when a customer said, hey, I've had a Curbside Detail before, and I was like, I just started.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. It's like, no, somebody came to my house and they detailed my car on the front of my house on the curb, and I was like, oh, okay. From there I clicked, like, oh, sweet, I own the market now.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to think about Curbside Detail, and you could be another detailing company and they're gonna think about Curbside Detail.
Yeah.
And so when thinking of me, I win.
And how do you like to push that in conversations with customers and whatnot?
I just started in 6 years. I just started. where it's just like when customers text us like, hey, would you like a curbside service? Or, come by our shops. Now we have the shop. And so I used to say, hey, would you like our mobile service? We'll come up to you. No, I always say curbside now.
Yeah.
So curbside's the thing that needs to be said because we got to condition everybody. And so let's say they don't like us.
Yeah,
They go somewhere
create
else.
that habit. Create that habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they're going to go somewhere else. Like, oh, yeah, I used to get a curbside service and this and that. Or just vice versa. Where like they had curbside service, quote unquote, from another detailer. Now they're coming to us getting a legit curbside detail.
Right.
And so I feel like I definitely have a good market of this,
I think we got off topic a little bit earlier. We were talking about kind of your story and how the business started.
Where was I?
Forgot where you left off there. Do you remember, Marco?
It was,
I quit. I was doing Uber and Lyft. I was working at a restaurant. I was working at a pharmacy. And then, so 2016, I started in May.
What were you working out of at that
I
time?
remember it was your boss told you that.
Oh yeah, you'll never achieve
Yeah,
anything in life.
Something close to that.
nicest boss ever. Come work for me, dude.
And yeah, so I just had my Honda Fit and I was working out there. I was doing waterless washers, so I don't have any access to water. The closest thing I had was I bought everything because I watched videos from chemical guys. I bought everything from chemical guys, and that's like a really strong market. But now they're getting weaker. But I had like their 2.5 gallon buckets in their lid, so I just fill that with water when I get to an appointment. So I just do waterless washers from there. So I was only able to do like 1 or 2 cars each time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was doing it, and people are like, oh, what would the customer say? How would they feel? It's like, from what I learned throughout the years, even from the very beginning, most customers don't give a shit how you wash their car.
Yeah, as long as it's
Clean. I remember my first customer. It was the Glidden's.
Yeah.
The Glidden office. I remember one time I was like, oh yeah, you want me to start washing your car? He goes, yeah. Like, oh yeah, I use waterless washes, so I don't use a lot of water. He goes, I don't give a shit. Like, I just want my car clean. And he had like a black Porsche, and I was like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, And so, but throughout time, I realized that too. They don't care. There's a very small percentage of customers that are like, oh, what products you use?
Yeah.
What's your process? Things like that. Those type, I just entertain them like, oh, this is how I do it. But other than that, like,
yeah.
most people don't care.
In most cases, I feel like we're educating the customer more than I think a lot of detailers kind of focus on that, like selling the products that they're using or selling the methods that they're using. Like, I use a 2-wash bucket, and this jazz and this
hate
jazz. Whereas like you're saying, like they just want their car clean.
I'm
like,
using Shine Supply. Oh, I use chemical guys only. Oh, PNS is the best. You guys got to use me because I use PNS. Do you know why customers are using you, bro? Because they don't know anything.
Yeah.
If they knew how to do everything else, they'll do it themselves. But they don't give a shit what products you use.
Yeah.
Very rarely. 1% would care. 99%, they just want the car clean.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the pro. You don't need to sell that.
Yeah. Sell yourself.
You sell yourself. Yeah. People don't buy your services, their product. They buy you. So if you're a likable, impressionable person, I feel like that's why I'm able to stay busy.
Yeah.
I just be nice to people. I try to be friends with everyone.
Yeah.
You're my fucking friend now. Oh, you're using my service. You're my friend now.
Yeah. That's it. Forever.
That's just it. It's simple. It's not like, oh, they're just a customer. It's just like, that's weird because they're paying your bills, taking care of your family. No, whatever is helping you build your dreams. It's like, oh, you're in debt to them in a sense. And so otherwise. And so that's how I treat like pretty much every customer. And these other details like, oh man, they wanted this and this and they're cherry picking. I'm like, this is my biggest pet peeve even with our employees right now. I was like, this customer is super picky. This customer is this customer wanted this and that. And I was like, first of all, as a professional detailer, as someone who started their own business, you need to be the pickiest person.
Yeah, you need to be the one that sets the standard.
Yeah, the customer doesn't set the standard. They're not the picky one.
Yeah.
If you're saying a customer is really picky, it means you're not a good detailer.
Right.
Like hands down. Like that's it. And if they want extra work, then you got to charge more. If you're not, then you're a bad business owner.
Right.
Like it's very simple.
Right.
You can't put down a customer just because you don't want to do something or you're lazy or you just don't know how to communicate it properly with them.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big thing for me when I first started. It was hard to like let customers know because you're like, oh my god, this is, you just get kind of in your head about it. Customer comes up to you and they're like, do this, and I would just do it. Just be like, oh, okay.
To
cool.
me, I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I taught you how to do that.
Yeah,
I was a yes man. Say yes to everything. They want extra, give them extra. You know what I mean? They want to wax, I gotta wax it for free. I don't care.
Yeah,
like beggars can't be choosers. As you first start, you cannot be like, oh, I don't want to do this job. I said yes to every job.
Yeah.
Remember that job we did with mold?
Yeah, that was
This
fun.
it was me, you, and Amari. It was 3 of us. We went out to this car. He left it out for 2 years with the windows cracked open through the rain and everything. We opened up, there was mold
Everywhere.
It's just a ridiculous amount of mold.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it definitely took a couple years off my life for sure.
yeah, we didn't wear a mask or anything. We didn't know what that was. We were just like, let's clean this shit. It's our job. Just sprayed degreaser everywhere or enzyme, whatever it is, and just cleaned it. Steam cleaned it, shampooed it. Told the guys like, hey, you might want to take it to dealership or whatever and change out some things. But we cleaned it as best as we could, and that was it. But I said yes to everything: vomit, dog poop, whatever it was.
Rat.
It was just like the biggest thing was like I didn't know what to say no to.
Yeah.
And you got to go through that. Now I can say no here and there, but even then till now, because I did the jobs I didn't know I should have said no to, I know how to do them and complete them. So now I actually can do them. So if we have a car that's completely disgusting, like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I've done worse.
You're gonna charge a little bit more, but regardless,
Because before I should not charge extra for anything.
It was like you're 150. That's it. Let's
go. Our interior details used to be 150. Taking like 3-4 hours. But now I have to charge to 250 because we have more expenses. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Detailers I feel like you're taking weird advice. You're taking advice from like a multi-millionaire who's making millions, and he has a big name, and so he can charge $10,000 for a service of his or whatever it is.
Right.
He's telling you, don't lower your value, whatever it is. Don't undercharge yourself. I'm like, shut up, bitch. Like, I got bills to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, know your worth. You should be charging $500. And I was like, whoa, I don't have a single lead or other work. So I'm going to take this $200 job and pay my bills. Yeah. Like, what doesn't make any sense? If you're really busy, then charge more.
Well, there's also that case of like, know your worth. Like, I just started.
Yeah, I'm not worth anything. I'm not worth anything.
The detailing business, I'm worthless.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of details like that. It's like, you just started. You don't know.
Yeah.
To me, even then, I don't feel like I should be charging a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people, you should charge more. And I was like, I could. But, I mean, there's just so much more for me to learn.
Yeah.
There are detailers charging more than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have half the experience I have, but it is what it is. It's just that self-awareness that people just don't have at all. They're taking advice from not the wrong people, from the wrong time in their lives.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For me,
it's like the book thing that you were saying earlier. You got to read it twice because you're a different person.
You're different.
So.
Yeah. That's going to be really important. So if I feel like I'm failing somewhere in my business or detailing, I'll probably listen to the same thing I listened 5 years ago. Not because the information is different, because then I'm different, so I listen to it differently. Like, oh, it hits different. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like balance out your family. That meant nothing to me 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's like when I hear, I'm like, I should balance out my family.
Yeah. This is possible,
I should be doing this, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of little things, and so I don't know. When people first start their business, like, just be humble.
Yeah.
Just do whatever it takes. And most people don't know what it takes, so pretty much do everything.
Yeah.
Just do everything. Eat shit. Lose money.
Yeah.
You don't even know how much money I've lost. Like, I've refunded people, whatever it is. And I learned this too from my mentor. It's the money you lose is the cost of that lesson.
Right.
So if you did a bad detail, you refund them, and that was a $300 detail. That was a $300 lesson.
Yeah.
That's how much it costs. You know what I mean? Or you dented a car, you scratched a car, you messed them up, or you have to pay for the repair. That was the lesson. And a lot of lessons are very expensive, and you have to go through that. Because if you made a $5 mistake, you won't really remember it. But if you make a $1,000 mistake like I've had, like, okay, don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're extra careful in this situation. And so you got to do that. So a lot of people are just afraid of that. And it's just like, you got to go through that.
Yeah.
There's no way going around it.
Yeah, especially like speeding up your process and speeding up your services. You're going to miss some things sometimes, or, but
I still miss things.
It's kind of the cost of the work and cost of the business itself. What else you got, Marco? Getting sad over there, dude.
Me?
No,
he's like, this is going super long.
Nobody submitted any questions through Instagram, but I guess a question that I could ask would be like, about the recent rebranding that you guys are doing.
Oh, yeah, the rebranding of us. So it's not really the rebranding of us. So what happened was I bought out another detailer. He moved to Florida. be with his family, so he had to sell it. Nobody wanted to buy it. I was like, I'll buy it. I can use it. It has a pretty decent name behind it. And so when I first started, it was curbside detail. We're 100% mobile. Obviously, I didn't have a shop. Now I said 90% mobile because sometimes I bring jobs in my house.
Yeah.
Then this old lady was just calling the cops on me, like, bitch.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
People are haters. Like, he's running his business outside his house. I'm like, I'm just in the car, lady.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we got the shop, and they call the shop Curbside Detail for the past 2 years. Still confuses people. You know what I mean? Even though it's just a name, it's beyond a name. It's you know what it is. It's a curbside detail.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a service. You're getting a curbside detail, and to have a, can I get a curbside detail and I have to bring it to your shop? This is kind of weird. So I was going to rebrand to the company that I bought out to Central Valley Detailing. And so the shop will be Central Valley Detailing, and Curbside Detail will be a part of Central Valley Detailing that provides curbside details.
Right.
So Curbside Detail provides curbside details,
I like it.
you know? And Curbside Detail works out of Central Valley Detailing. And I feel like this is where I can dominate the market, is just putting the time and effort into that, which is a lot. So, I mean, I've had it for 4 months now.
Yeah.
We're still working on it.
Still
It's been super
working,
late.
still building.
Yeah. Something to be very patient on.
TBD.
There's no rush. I barely made the announcement like a few weeks ago. I haven't really done much to it. Haven't posted to the new page or anything like that. It's just something I have to make a slow transition on. People are, oh, it's like a bandage. Just make a hard transition. It's just like, no, my instincts tell me to take it easy on this one, because we have a huge, reputation and clientele base that trusts us Curbside Detail, and to slowly go into it, because if we just switch over, the Central Valley Detail, and they're like, oh, I don't trust you. I don't know who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for us to have it explain, oh, we're Curbside Detail, we're the same people. I'd rather just take it nice and easy.
Yeah.
They're gonna start seeing Central Valley Detail more often. Like, oh, you guys are the same people. Oh, okay, it makes sense. And so I'm gonna take it slow from there. So there's no rush on that part. Just follow my instincts on that.
What do you think? So obviously, detailing part came with a lot of research. So has the rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, at this point, you can clearly say that the branding of your business is harder than the actual physical detailing.
Mm-hmm.
When you first started, was the physical detailing ever like a challenge? Was that learning curve steeper than the learning curve you feel like you're going through now?
So the learning curve of detailing, the learning curve of branding or growing the business, I think to me it's fairly equal. Like almost 50-50, evenly.
Yeah.
But that's me though. I spent 8 hours detailing. That means I spent the other 8 hours learning how to grow my business. Like that's literally all I did.
Yeah.
Like 16 hours a day or even more. I wasn't sleeping that much. And so, but even in between, like, or during work. So for a while I was just working by myself, and it was great because I would just listen to a bunch of books.
Yeah.
I can knock out like 3-4 books in a week.
Yeah.
If you're working 8 hours a day, you're listening to a book, that's only 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like done. I just finished my book, and on to the next one. And then if I feel like I'm distracted during that book, I just listen to it again.
Right.
I'll listen to the same book 3 or 4 times in a row in 1 week, so I know I got the information. I listen to a new book the next week.
Yeah, that's kind of how when I started, I was doing it too. I would listen to a book while I worked, and if I stopped or zoned out and stopped paying attention, I would literally just rewind the whole chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, because there's no point in like trying to search exactly where I left off or stop paying attention,
And maybe you might have listened to something really good that you missed that you thought you didn't miss.
Yeah, and then it's all like just brand new information again, basically.
So like really, I was growing the business as I was working the business. You know what I mean? A lot of people get lost in that. They're just like, we just have people recently. I mean, because I've been posting so many more reels and things like that, posting more videos and being more active on social media, like getting a lot of more messages from detailers. Oh, I'm from Texas. I'm from Florida. I'm from wherever I just started my detailing business. Like, what should I do? Or how do I do this? Or what did you do? Or what products are you using? And it's kind of just like, just do it. Like you don't need to do what I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm humble enough to understand, like, I wish I had that little extra push. I didn't know where to start. You know what I mean? I just went with Chemical Guys. That costs a lot. Chemical Guys is not meant for detailers. They're meant for DIY individuals. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things, like, I would say use 3D products. Hands down. That's it. Just start there. Don't use anything else. Start there, and then you can venture off to anything else you want to. Shine Supply, whatever it is that's out there, or whatever your local brand is. I say just stay local. Find a local detailing shop, buy the products, build a relationship, and like that's it. What?
Oh, I thought it was a sideline call. Jacob needs a gas can.
What?
Yeah. Is that a gas?
Tell him go buy gas. Or there's no gas can in general.
I don't know.
This can kind of lead into like another question about the business, which is like, how was it when you first started bringing on like staff?
Bringing on staff, all employees. In the very beginning, after my first few months, I actually did have people work with me. I just had a buddy who was like, he just needed part-time work. Let's come work with me. And at that time, I wasn't paying taxes or anything much because it was just like under the table. And so I just paid him under the table as well. And so I didn't have to worry too much. But I knew I wanted employees in the future. And it would take me years, 3 to 4 years, to fully understand how to manage them properly. So I started early. You know, I didn't wait till I actually needed employees.
Right.
If I waited 2 years to actually get employees, then I'll be so far behind of having 16, 17, 18 employees I have now. And I'm still struggling right now on how to manage that as we grow. But, you know, I always tell detailers till this day, like, hey, always work in teams. Stop working by yourself. Because can you imagine, like, if you had someone working with you, how much more you can do? Like, that's just the whole, like, idea of business. It's like you can do way more with help. And so I always recommend just, like, find somebody. They don't need to know how to detail.
Yeah.
And that's how I train my detailers today is like, I don't give a shit how much you know about detailing. I don't care you know anything. I don't care how little you know. But like, there's some things in detailing that anybody can do. And I have them just do that first. Every detailer we hire, every person that we hire, all you're doing is cleaning wheels, dressing tires, doing door jams.
Yeah.
And like vacuuming here and there.
And it's saving you about 5-10 minutes at a total job, which is a lot.
They're doing the easy stuff. And you could focus on the actual detail work. Make sure everything's clean. You know, all the cracks and crevices, small areas are not missed. Things like that. It's washed properly. Whatever it is. It's like you just have them do that and just get them used to it. And because in reality, that's all it is. You know? And a lot of people forget that. It's like, I don't want to hire anybody and they're going to fuck up. It's like, they're going to fuck up just as much as you're going to fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, just do it. Just hire somebody and then now you can work on your skills of training people.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was doing. I was just like,
and then you're able to give them all your kind of fuck ups, you know? Like, don't do that. I already did that. Don't do that.
It's the whole Mr. Beast idea. Is him and like 4 other guys were making a shit ton of videos. And every day at night, they would just talk to each other for like 4 or 8 hours on what they did, what they fucked up on, what they did really good on.
What hit on the internet.
And he said, yeah, exactly. He goes with hashtags of what's trending, whatever it is. It's like what he said. It's like, so every day you make one mistake. That one mistake is going to help you grow. But can you imagine learning 5 mistakes a day instead of 1? You know what I mean? Yeah. So in 1 week, you're going to learn 35 mistakes instead of 7. Yeah. Like, that's huge. Yeah. And that's what I did.
Yeah. Here we try and have at least bi-weekly meetings with our guys. Get them all together. It helps create like a bond with the guys too. Because I think sometimes you feel like you're kind of alone in the struggle. And then a lot of guys feel like that. They feel like there's a problem and they don't know how to solve it. And right. Like, why don't you just tell us? And then you get to group with like your coworkers or your friends kind of, and you kind of all just talk about what went wrong in the week. And you're like, oh, my week really wasn't as bad as Aaron's week. Aaron's week sounds terrible. Yeah, exactly. You know? And then you got to take appreciation. And then you're like, oh, wait, you made that mistake too? Cool. We both made the same mistake. Or I haven't made that one, but I won't make that mistake. You know, kind of learning from your coworkers and peers. Yeah. That's the thing with like other details that start the business. Like, this is hard. I'm like, of course it's hard. Yeah. It's hard every day. Every day is hard. As hard as you make it type deal. You know, every day was a new problem. Even when you started working with me, even when I first started, every day it was a freaking problem. Yeah. You know, and it was like the jokes, like, oh, there's another problem. Yeah. You know, and it's still to this day, it's like, oh, what broke now? Yeah. What's wrong now? Per usual. Whatever whatever it is. That happens every day forever in life. Yeah. Forever. And if it's something that you can overcome, then it's like whatever. Right. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as a perfect day or whatever it is. Right. You know, like today, Wes just busted his pressure washer hose. Had to go drive off and drop it off. And I was like, whatever. Yeah, nobody's fault, nothing. And just to freak it, you know, your pressure washer hose busted. What can you do? It's one of those things. Yeah. It's like, okay, you can't do anything about that.
And so I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of things to complain about, which is super annoying.
Yeah.
It grinds my gears.
Well, really grinds your gears.
Rob, what was it like when you first started working here?
Oh, when I first started working with Lund, I loved it. At the time, I was working at a bank, suit and tie every day, waking up early. Got to a point where I was just tired of it. I texted this guy, probably for he was in business for about 2-3 years at the time already.
Yeah.
And I would comment on his social media and be like, dude, I knew of him in high school. We went to the same high school.
We're the same best friends.
But we didn't talk. I never met him personally, but I followed him and I saw his growth and I was like, man, it's I'm super proud of you in a weird way. To say that, it was weird to
It's
say.
like when you see an old high school friend doing very well. It's like, I don't remember ever talking to you, but I'm proud of you.
Yeah. It's so I felt that. And then I would text him everyone, dude, it's sick to see your business growing and proud of you. It's really cool. And then working at the bank, got tired of it. Texted him one day. I was like, hey, do you mind if I just come work with you? I want to start my own business one day or something, Can I just come work weekends with you and see what it's all about? He let me join the squad and, went out with him every weekend for I don't know, 2-3 months, maybe
Like 2 months.
2 months. Yeah, barely. And then
I feel like more for some reason. It was October.
yeah, I took a 2-week vacation and from the bank. So I was getting paid from the bank. And then I told Lon, hey, I'll work with you every day this 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take vacation. I'm just gonna work with you.
So I was like, I'm gonna get double pay. This is gonna be sick. So I'm working with him, getting the double pay. And
And it was January.
yeah, it was
still winter.
January or February, just kind of the slow time for
It was January.
Yeah, it was slow. And then I just went in that next day, the next Monday back to work, and I just walked in, clocked in, and just called my manager and was like, hey, I don't want to do this no more. I quit, called Lund. I'm like, hey, dude, I just quit my job. And he's like, what the heck, man? What are you doing? We're screwed. And yeah, ever since then, we literally, as soon as I started working with him every day after that, we just were busy.
So he
just
worked.
working.
Yeah, literally, we were slow, mid-January. And then he quit. And I was like, fuck, dude, it's still winter.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're not going to work much. He goes, that's great. If we're not working, I'll just come and work with you at your house and we just do things. So he's helping me clean my van, organize my garage, and we're just hanging out pretty much.
Yeah.
Doing things. And he would just ask me questions, learn about business. We would work out in my garage.
Yeah, I had a 401k that had $8,000. I just withdrew it all.
Just tax the shit out of it.
Screw it. Got $4,000 out of it. I was all right, this will last. Basically the same thing. This will last me about a month or two. If it doesn't work out, I'll find another job.
February hit, and from there it was just booming. We were busy. Worked 7 days a week. Worked every single day. And because Rob worked with me every single day, 8 to 10 hours, he learned much faster than a normal person. And so that was a huge benefit because a lot of detailers are working 3 or 4 days a week. Not because they want to, because it's all they can get.
Yeah.
And so let's say a detailer works 5 days a week. He's committed to work 5 days a week, but he's only get 2-3 cars. You know what I mean? It's 15 cars a week.
Yeah.
For us, we're doing 6 to 8 cars a day.
Yeah.
Times 7.
Yeah, because at that time you had already had some regulars that were
clients. I had a bunch of regulars. Yeah, I had a bunch of accounts.
Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
Cons.
Even Valleys at the time.
Valleys at the time. Yeah, you had quite a bit.
All my big accounts I have to this day, I had when I first started.
Yeah.
And this was because of my brand.
Yeah.
Detailers, if you don't have a Google, Yelp, Instagram, and Facebook, you're fucking up.
Yeah, you're making big mistakes there, bud.
You cannot grow your business if people can't find you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Nobody, nobody cares about you.
A detailer that's he's a friend of ours, and I went to his Instagram and I was trying to refer a customer to him because we were slammed that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know your phone number. I texted him, you need to put your phone number in your bio. I looked you up on Google. I can't even give you business. I'm trying to help you out.
You, dude.
Yeah. So always keep your phone number in your bio. It's a business page. Be as professional as you can,
Yeah, exactly. I've told a detailer to use their personal page. And I was like, oh, mom, my followers are there. And I was like, move them to your new account, your business account.
Yeah, just post on your personal. Hey, I opened a business. Go follow my page.
Yeah, and
see who your real friends are. The ones that follow the business page.
It was just because you got to separate that. If people notice that they're going to your personal account, they won't trust you very much.
Right.
They're seeing some random videos and pictures and things like that. They want to see business. They want to see work. They want to see cars. They want to see what you're doing. things like that.
Yeah, it's like going to the McDonald's page and they don't have no burgers. They just have them like the owner chilling by the beach. You'd be like, what the heck? I'm not eating at this place. This is kind of creepy. Dude.
Yeah. And so like branding's important. To me, that's common sense, but like I did a lot of research on this. I've read a lot of books. I've gone personally through all this. So to me, it's like common sense. So I guess it's pretty nice if I can share this information to other people, because common sense isn't common, but it's not really just common sense, it's knowledge. I've obtained all this knowledge to know, like, hey, if people can't find you, you're not going to get any business. Like,
right.
Hands down.
You want to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
And I think right now during this time, like this is probably the easiest time to reach customers in
social media
history,
It's
like
so easy.
There's no other time in history where you could just literally go online and post your work or, or there's review sites, like maybe the newspaper back in the day, but
it's just too easy right now.
Yeah. Cut that.
Okay. Cool.
Anything else?
Yeah. What do you think? Should we hold off for the next time?
Yeah. Tell me, we could talk for hours.
I think we went a little too deep.
I think it was good though.
Yeah.
We can cut this up, make this 2 podcasts or whatever it is.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Make it 2 and then
If you guys want to give me an outro then.
Thank you guys for coming out and watching us and listening to our podcast. We appreciate it.